Your reasons for listening to the show, well, those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. One-of-a-kind shades made to order by VaporShades.com. Vapor Shades designs the outer layer of the sunglasses just like a wrap on a car. They customize your sunglasses, marbling the paint. The end result is no two pair of sunglasses are alike. Yours will be completely unique to you. Check us out at VaporShades.com. Use promo code Tuddle for 15% off your entire order. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Anarchy! Anarchy! Anarchy!
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Not even going to really plug anything. I had a drama-filled day yesterday. And if you haven't been checking out my live streams that I do every night at 7 on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tuddle. Well, I was in the middle of my live stream last night, and some drunk asshole, and I know where it's coming from. Never talked to this guy in my life. And you guys know the problems that I have had with the owner of the Hobo Fish Camp, John Mays. I am sure he is motherfucking me to anybody that will listen. And I got the audio. I pulled the audio. A lot of you guys don't realize, and if you're not in radio, this is kind of technical. I use a directional microphone. So that means that it only picks up what I'm saying. Now, it does pick up a little bit of the, background noise and stuff like that. But this audio, while I was doing the live stream, you really couldn't hear what the guy was saying. So what I did was go back and pull the audio. A lot of people don't know this. I'm really good at audio editing, and I was able to amplify the guy's voice, clean it up a little bit. Yeah, it sounds a little choppy because I had to jack up the audio level so loud. You're getting some of that ambient noise. So here is the asshole interrupting my live stream on youtube.com/Tuddle. That's why I say subscribe. You never know what's going to happen. Let's see if somebody's coming to bitch at me here. I don't know.
People like you are ruining it for the rest of us.
Oh, and if you don't know what he means by people like you are ruining it for the rest of us, you know the whole Wi-Fi debacle that I had here at the Hobo Fish Camp? Yeah, John Mays locked that up and will not allow anybody to use the Wi-Fi now. So I guess he's going around and telling everybody, hey, there's no Wi-Fi because of Tuddle. Okay, cool, man. Thank you. Have a good one. Free speech, buddy. Have a good one. Love you.
I'm just telling.
Cool. Have a good one. See, old me would have exploded. I would have went nuclear on him, but I didn't. You want to know what pisses people off more is when you're over kind with them. Like, that guy thought he was going to roll up on me and get under my skin, but he didn't. And I was like, hey, man, love you, buddy. Free speech, whatever. Yippee-yo. Here, do you want to be on? Because if you're going to come bother me, I'll put you on TV.
Yeah.
There you go. It's funny how people's attitude changes whenever you put a camera or a microphone in their face. I don't know how this guy didn't know what I was doing, but he shut up. Well, he really didn't shut up, but he walked away as soon as I put the camera in his face. Then leave me alone.
I'm just telling you, you're a dipshit.
Okay. Like I said, never met this guy in my life, never have talked to him, and he wants to call me a dipshit. Hey, thank you for being rude. Love you, buddy.
Yeah. I've seen you go through drugs. I've seen you go through everything.
That's another lie that John Mays is spreading. Trust me, I do drugs. I smoke weed, but I'm not dumb enough to do it out in the open. God damn it. Why would he say something like that? You want to know why? Because he got it from John Mays. Here, hold on. Here, come here. If you're going to mess with me, come be on here. Come be on here. You want to say I'm on drugs? What drugs have I done? What drugs have I done?
I'm saying you're...
What drugs? You just said I was on drugs. What drugs have I been on? Yeah, I might smoke a little bit of weed. Yes, I used to be. Well, I still am an alcoholic. But this guy sounded piss-ass drunk as fuck. Now, what is it about me? Do I have a sign on my back? Or is it written on my forehead? Come fuck with me. Everybody wants to kick my dick in the dirt. And I'm just minding my own business. But I guess, like I said, I got a sign that says, come fuck with me. Wanted to share this with you. I know I'm taking a quick break, but I got my buddy Serak. He's been one of my weekly co-hosts on the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Be back in a few minutes. You are listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
He's a nerd,
I've only been arrested one time.
a radio personality,
Professionally, I'm not in the best position that I've ever been in.
and hot talk satirizer.
You would think with everything that's going on, a Caucasian like myself wouldn't be able to randomly talk to an African American or a minority.
You're listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Wish you could have just flown and had your vehicle arrive a day or two later so you can enjoy more time doing what's important to you? Well, you can. Just give Starfire Transport a call. Let the professionals do the driving while you're flying. Starfire Transport specializes in RV and auto transport. They'll also haul watercraft from boats to PWCs, cargo trailers, and more. Service available throughout the continental United States. So don't wait. Call Brian today at 574-349-4193 or 989-751-6106 for your next move. 10% off for veterans past or present. Also, make sure to tell them Tuddle sent you for an additional discount. That's Starfire Transport. Do you have something you want to say?
Hey, what kind of preacher is you?
Leave Tuddle a voicemail,
Cause you kind of ignorant.
especially if you think he's being an asshole.
No-legged bitch.
Will your hurtful comments offend Tuddle?
No, baby.
Call the show at 407-270-3044.
No, baby.
I got an iPhone 7. I can't talk shit. I got an iPhone 7.
Oh well, hey, I'm one up on you on that one then.
7 Plus?
No, I got an 8.
Oh shit.
But you're telling me that I need to upgrade my stuff? Like, give me an example of where you live. Like, you don't have to say your exact address, but give me an idea.
I live near water, right by the river.
No
you know.
shit. You're in Tampa Bay. The whole place
Listen,
is water.
I mean, like, what I mean is,
You're gonna turn your
two
video
hops
off?
and 2 hops and a skip. You haven't turned off 2 hops and a skip.
Even though you were busting my balls and telling me that I need to upgrade my stuff, you gotta admit, Serak, be honest. Like, you've always been honest with me.
Right.
Like, you listen. Well, I don't know. You probably don't even listen to my podcast, do you?
Yes, I do. Of course, I listen to it.
Are you even
How could I
subscribed?
not?
Are you even
do a day-
subscribed?
Listen, I've been subscribed since day one. I've been subscribed since Tuds and Suds, Buds and Suds, whatever it's called, Tuds and Suds. I've been subscribed since you had like a mustache. That's how long it's been.
All right, but you're telling me I need to upgrade my stuff. And when you listen to my podcast, my shit sounds clean as fuck.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, it does.
Okay, so like, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of these podcasters out there that have just wasted thousands of dollars on just bullshit equipment, and guess what? They don't have the content because they're not funny or compelling like myself or you.
Exactly. And it's like buying a basketball court with brand new everything, but you can't hoop for shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like
you know.
like I'm buying these Reebok pumps. Remember back in the you're 10 years
I
younger than
remember
me.
those. I remember
The pumps. Everybody was like, I got to get those pumps, and most of these people would pump them. Like, the more I pump them, the higher I can jump. Man, I might be able to dunk. And then most of these assholes would blow out the bladder in the pumps
God.
because they would keep pumping them up, just like.
I can't believe people believe that though. Like, these shoes are gonna make you dunk. Like,
But wasn't that Shaq's deal? Like Shaq, that was Shaq's like deal, like the pumps, right? Right at first. I think he was Reebok.
Penny Hardaway. I thought it was Penny Hardaway for some reason.
No,
or-
Penny was Nike. Remember, because they had little Penny. Remember, Chris Rock voiced Little Penny.
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's
No,
the B-ball
Shaq
shoes,
was-
right?
Yeah, Shaq was Reebok. and Penny was Nike because I remember. Do you remember Little Penny?
Yeah, that's
And
who
Chris
it
Rock.
was. Like he had the original. He had the original, the Penny Hardaways, right? They were the
Yeah, but those weren't pumps though. Those I'm talking about the ones that had the little basketball on the tongue.
in the
of
middle
shoe.
on the tongue, and you would press it, and it was yeah, you're right. It's Reebok.
That was
They
Shaq
were-
Steel.
No, it couldn't have been Shaq Steel, was it?
Telling you, I think it
I
was.
see a picture of it. Hold on, let me do some research here. Let me actually use the World Wide Web. What were they called? They were called the pumps, though, right?
Yeah, Reebok pumps. Now let me ask you: are you a shoe guy though? Are you
No,
like one? Are
I'm
you
a comfort guy.
sneakerhead? You're what?
Comfort guy. You know?
What do you mean? What do you mean by comfort? Like just comfortable shoes?
Yeah. Well, just in general, like clothes, shoes, doesn't matter. Like, a lot of people are like the sneakerheads, right? They buy these, cool looking sneakers, but if you try on some of those sneakers, they fucking are super uncomfortable.
I know, but dude, well, that's the thing about them. They don't wear them. You got to break shoes in though. Like, have you ever like
who
what?
buys like okay? There's things okay, so think of like action figures, right? The guys that collect the action figures and whatnot, right? Yeah, you don't have to play with them. You can leave them in a box, whatever. I know the ideal is to play with them because they're toys at the end of the day, but maybe it's just me, but I can't wrap my head around buying shoes that you're technically not supposed to wear.
Now, I mean, now if you're a big baller, you buy two, like because the big collectors they buy one that they play with, and then they keep one in the box. Now, Colton, right? I actually hung out with Colton this week, and I oh man, I swear to God, when I tell you, we'll get to that. I talked about it on today's show, but the sneakerheads, his buddy, he's got a whole room and it's just stacked, and they got all the boxes because you gotta have the box with the shoe too. I mean, it's just like any of the other stuff, like I know it's a very Caucasian thing to watch. Have you ever watched American Pickers?
What is that?
See, then I was absolutely no. American Pickers is these two guys that they go around and they buy people's old junk, like collectible stuff. Like, these people will, it's kind of like hoarders,
or not hoarders. What's the show with the storage units?
Oh no, it's not like that. No, what they do is like, okay, so what happens is that the older generation, you got to remember this, the older generation, they did not throw shit away because they struggled back in the day.
Why is that though? Like,
well, because
not even shit that like you don't even need though. Like just keeping stuff to keep stuff.
Okay, but what happens is that these older people, they collect all this stuff and they don't know what they actually have, but then they pass away, and then now their children or grandchildren are left with like, when I tell you these pickers, like barns slammed all the way to the roof of just shit.
Jesus.
Like, but old signs, like collectible signs, like gas pumps, stuff like that. Like,
yeah, but people like, stuff. But that's like the thing now, right? It's like everybody's trying to find,
everybody wants
great granddad's World War I, knife he killed somebody with, right? Because it's worth $1 gazillion now. So I think that kind of adds to the clutter and the hoarders and shit of today. But
hey, will you do me a favor?
What's up?
Can you I reviews are the big thing, okay? Like people reviewing videos, okay? Or reaction videos. If you've never seen an episode of American Pickers, please do yourself a favor next time we talk and watch just one episode, okay?
What is it on? Netflix?
It's History Channel.
Let me see. American Pickers.
Yep.
It says.
Actually, it's on today. They run marathons all day on Mondays.
God, it must be that bad, huh? Anytime's a marathon. Anytime's a marathon.
No, people fucking love this show. Now, I've always thought about this, okay? When they go and buy this stuff. Now, like some of the stuff, like I've seen them spend like $5,000, maybe $7,000 because one of the guys is into Indian motorcycles, okay, which is one of the first production motorcycles, and they found one in a barn, and he bought that thing for like 20 grand. Okay, now they pay straight cash. I was always like, if you wanted to get a good robbery, you stalk the American Picker guys because they're paying all in cash.
Yeah.
And they never know what they're going to get. So, yeah, Jack the American Picker guys.
No, I'm looking at these photos of these guys, and I feel like they're strapped. like carrying anybody in the right mind carrying 20 grand cash or 30 grand cash probably has a few, pistols on them, either in the car or on themselves.
But it's a cult following. But please, next week when we talk, can you give me a review of just, you don't even have to watch a full episode. They're an hour long. Watch 15 minutes to 30 minutes.
Dude, I watch a full episode. And it's funny because my mom, she wasn't living in Tampa. She just moved back up to Michigan just to be like closer to family or whatever. But long story short, like on the weekends, like on her days off, like she loved going to like the flea market here in Tampa and like selling, like just trading, buying and selling all that crap. And
but usually that's garbage, and it's where rednecks go get fake samurai swords and ninja stars. And
I actually have a samurai sword in my trunk of my car. Why? I do not know. But basically,
hey, can I tell you, you need to get that the fuck out of your car because that's illegal.
Why?
A blade over 6 inches.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
No, and
even if it's in the trunk.
I'm telling you, a blade over 6 inches is illegal. I mean, you might be a better off if it's in the trunk.
But could I make the argument that it's a collectible?
Can it be still used as a weapon?
Well, yeah, I can literally take my, my
Now,
thing I use to undo my will and knock somebody in the head and kill them if I wanted to. But I mean, anything could be a weapon.
Okay, but let me ask you though: is it one of the cheap ass, like just ornamental type samurai swords?
You can tell it's old. It's not a samurai. I don't think it looks like it has like the handle that covers like your hand as well, kind of.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Kind of like a medieval. Oh, it's kind of like a lance almost. Like
curved a little bit,
like the Three Musketeers would have.
Exactly. Like there's like a brother sword to this thing. Like I have to fight somebody with the opposite sword.
Or is it like one of those Middle Eastern like centaur swords? Like
no,
no, it's not.
Not the head cutting off swords. This is just like a, it's the in between. But I have that I'm trying to sell, and I also have a like.
Our times are tough for you, buddy. Are you?
No. So when my mom moved, she had all this stuff that she couldn't take with her, obviously. So that she was planning to sell at the flea market. So like now I have to do something with it. Like I have a 1945 typewriter. I don't know what it comes in its own case.
You want me to be honest? That's the type of shit that the guys from American Pickers would buy off of you, and they would probably give you like $300 for it.
Yeah, well, I looked online, and these things are like $600-700. I don't even know if it works.
On the line with me right now is Serak. Serak from the Weekly Review Podcast. Serak, tell people how they can find your podcast.
Of course. Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It's the Weekly Review. I said this before, but you can just type my name in, Serak. It's Serak. I know, not spelled like the vodka, unfortunately. And also it's YouTube as well. Same type of deal. Type in the Weekly Review or look for two black guys, one with a very spotty beard. That's me.
Hey, so have you gotten on that Clubhouse yet?
No, I haven't gotten invited. I feel like
dude, I have invites, and then as soon as I get done,
how does it work?
Okay, so I haven't totally figured it out yet because I've been really, really busy. But you can create discussion rooms, okay?
Okay.
But it's a lot of audio. Now, where I see there's going to be a problem because we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
That online gaming people love, especially when you're faceless, love to talk shit.
Yeah.
And I could see where that could become a problem, but I think it's going to be one of the next big things because I really, really do. And, it's not open to the public yet because, they're still testing out the beta stuff. That's why you have to have an invite to get in.
So you have to have the app. You have to download the app. And then you have to get an invite from someone else.
Yeah. So no. Yeah. So download the app. I'm gonna send you. See, but this is where they get you. Okay. You have to sign up with your phone number.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna text your phone. I'm gonna text you an invite to your phone. Okay.
And it'll give
Then
me
it's
a
going to
link.
ask you to sign up. Well, I can't do it right now, but I will as soon as I get done with this. So it's going to text you back a confirmation code to make sure it's your number. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you're going to be joined, and you create your profile and stuff, and then that's exactly what you do. Hold on one second. Hold on. I think I got something. Wait, no. Hold on. Oh, you hooked me up with some Taco Bell, didn't you?
You got Taco Bell?
Yeah, hold on.
Who's
hold
that?
on. That's fine. Thank you so much.
There's not. I agree 100%. Never enough hours in the day.
So I did some work for some people, like, like some of the older people around here.
Wet work?
Wet work. I'm
horrible bosses.
killing elderly people here. I'm like the Jack Kavorkian of the Hobo Fish Camp. Do you even know who Jack Kavorkian is?
No, but it sounds like he got away with a lot of shit.
Oh my God. Are you fucking serious, Serak? You do not know who Jack
Do I not know anything about anything? Am I just like forever? Like, am I born I feel like I'm born every day. Every time I wake up, it's like the past never happened.
Maybe it's just because I'm very OCD and I'm very, like, I am a news junkie. Okay.
Oh, yeah. See,
Jack Kavorkian was the guy back in the day that created this little machine. How do you feel about assisted suicide? Like, if somebody is in so much pain and they want to die, like, say they got terminal cancer and they're in so much pain. Okay. Do you think they have the right to be able to end their own life?
Yeah. People do it anyway.
I know, but you do know suicide. It's like, I don't know. I've heard it's against the law, but like, how do you enforce that? Like,
yeah. Who you're arresting, like, corpses? How does that work?
But what he did was he created this machine. Okay. It's like the same stuff that they give people when they give you the lethal injection. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So these people would contact him. I don't think he was taking any money or anything, but he would bring them in. Most of the people could barely walk. They'd be in wheelchairs.
Right.
The only thing he would do, I think, was inject the IV into the vein, but then he would hand the person a button. Okay.
Oh.
And when they hit that button, it injects them with the stuff that kills them.
So it's technically their decision, but the only, like, gray area is, is that person of, sound body and mind.
I think he did a lot. But what I'm trying to say, though, is that, okay, not a lot of people see, because listen, what I tried to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide is, it's a double-edged sword, not the type of sword you have in the back of your trunk. But what I'm trying to say, though, is that there are people that are just in so much pain that they can't handle it. But you also, at the time you're going through it, you do not think about the people you're leaving behind. Okay. Now think about this. Okay. A lot of people use shotguns to kill themselves. Do you want your loved ones to have to walk in or find you with your head blown off, blood all over the wall and stuff?
Yeah, probably not.
This is clean, quick, and painless. And they sent Jack Kavorkian to prison.
So he was doing it illegal. So he wasn't, like, at a hospital.
He was a doctor. He licensed doctor.
Damn, I mean, I don't know. You can't blame him.
And it was a big debate. I think it went all the way to the Supreme Court, my friend.
I mean, all he did was expedited the process is going to happen to, that we do to ourselves anyway. I mean, just because he has some serum that, would kill you instantly and painlessly. I mean, that's actually more favorable to go than, dying of a heart attack from poor diet choices your entire life, right? That's a self-inflicted suicide. It just takes longer.
So, I mean, and I'm not bullshitting, and I'm not going to mention any names just to protect them, but they're one of my mom's good friends, her husband, had diabetes, and it got really, really bad, and he ended up having to have both of his legs amputated. Now, I don't know if you realize this. When you have stuff amputated, you get these things called phantom pains. Do you know this?
Somewhat. Is that like when, like,
you still feel like you have a leg
pain? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. and it hurts, but there's nothing actually there. Okay.
Yeah, it's all in your head.
He in the park got in his mobile motorized wheelchair,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually think his wife knew what he was going to do because if somebody really wants to kill him, so you can't keep your eye on him all the time.
Exactly, and it's always and it's not like it's you could see like the process of it, like
he went out
happening.
He went out and shot himself with a 22 right in the side of the head right here in the park.
Oh man.
And my dad and his friend went out there and found him. But I mean, people kind of knew. So, all right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna get off of this depressing shit. But
it's not depressing. It's reality. I was talking to someone at work the other day, and we weren't talking about suicide and thing like that. But it's just like, the world is. It's not. It could be fun, but it's more of a depressing type place. Like the shit we see on TV as an American is extremely censored compared to what really goes on around the world.
I say let it rip, man. Let it rip. Because, us as Americans, we are so sheltered. Mm-hmm. We are. You go to third world countries or even some of the big ones like China. China's almost going to be a superpower. Yeah. And some of the shit that goes on there is what I'm saying. And I think that's why Americans go to those gore sites. Like Best Gore or these like sites of like just showing gore, shock.
Right. People. Stuff. Exactly.
But yeah, it's just so weird, man. And that's why right now in the world we're living in this pandemic, there's two ways you can do. You can either just lie down and give up, or like in 2020, I decided I'm going to start this podcast and I'm going to get healthy, stop drinking. I'm going to work out. That was my goal. Do you want to know what my new goal for this year is?
What?
Oh, so you listen to my podcast, you would know what my goal of this year.
Well, goals change all the time.
I know. I want to learn Spanish because there was a Cuban family.
You want to learn Spanish, you got to go to a Spanish-speaking country. That's the only, and not only, but that's the best way to learn.
I hung out with a Cuban family that was at the park here a couple weekends ago. And I got to tell you, it was a blast. I felt weird because it seems like the Spanish women develop a little bit earlier. It's like like
it's the tropical weather.
But a couple of those women that are there, they were like, that you could tell they weren't old, but they were like, oh, they could be underage, but they got a fat ass on them right now, and I'm not catching a case.
You gotta ask, can you buy cigarettes or no?
No, but see, that doesn't even work though, Serak.
Well, you got to be 21 now to buy cigarettes.
Yeah, but like, all right, so you work at a club. Have you ever accidentally served an underage person? Like, have they told you like what would happen?
Well, we know the consequences because we have like it's called like a responsible vendors meeting every couple months where they kind of go over updates if there's like new type of IDs to look out for and all that crap. But basically, not really, because we have security at the front door, and they are generally the ones that checks everyone's ID.
Security lets their boys in though. Like like if like you got a young relative that he ain't 21, but I'm working the front door, like I'm a big bouncer. I'd be like, yeah, come on in, bro.
Well, see, that's why we do like a double check. So say if they check ID, let someone in. If you look young, we're gonna ask you again, for your ID, just to be safe. Because people, they hop fences, they sneak in. Who knows? But you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that one bar that serves someone 18 and they go, get a DUI or some shit like that.
Well, also though, like I've heard people try to use the defense. Oh, I met a chick at a club that was like 18 and up, and brought her home, and I had sex with her, and come to find out she was under 18. Now, is that on the club, or like is that on you? Like if you're at a club that is either supposed to be 18 up or 21 and up, and you bring a girl home and come to find out she's a minor, is that on you or on the club?
I think on both. I think that situation really only would affect. I think it's more likely to happen when someone is like, if you're a male and say you're like 19 or 20. That's where you can't really tell if, hey, is this person my age or they're 2 years younger? But if we're our age, like, I can immediately tell when someone's like in their teens, 18, 19.
But Gerard, But Serak, I mean, be honest with me. I'm not trying to be creepy though, but maybe this is all generational though. Like when I was in high school, bitches didn't look like that.
No, bitches are ugly.
No, but what I'm saying, they weren't developed. Is it the hormones and shit that they're putting in food and stuff now?
No, man, it's the social media, man. Look at like Instagram and shit. Like there's like some of the top.
I'm just talking about women being developed, though. I mean, I'm talking about like, I didn't see women or girls in my high school that had breasts and shit at that age or an.
Well, now though, but now it's like you got all these type of push-up bras. You got these like Lululemon, like the
Spanx.
the sweat, not the sweatpants, the yoga pants.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Like I think the girls in general are always, obviously they're more developed, at earlier ages. I think now, I just think the clothing is more revealing and that you notice it more.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. On with me right now is my weekly co-host, Serak.
What up?
You can check out his podcast, The Weekly Review, and we'll be back in a few minutes. You are listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
From the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp.
Man, maybe I would have way more sex partners in my life if I just threw caution to the wind.
It's the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Tuddle's Daily Podcast is brought to you by StitchYouUp.com. For your embroidery, screen printing, vinyl, and direct-to-garment printing needs, visit StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up specializes in custom caps, shirts, decals, and anything you want to personalize. Whether it's one item or large orders, they can handle any size. Unsure about what you want? Let Stitch You Up help you with your logo design. Visit StitchYouUp.com or contact them, Eric at StitchYouUp.com. Stitch You Up. Definitely not your grandma's embroidery. Nerd. Radio personality and hot talk satirizer. You're listening to the Tuddle Podcast.
Welcome back to the Tuddle Daily Podcast with my co-host, Serak. You can find his podcast, The Weekly Review. It's on Spotify. Is it on iTunes? Yeah?
Yeah, Apple Podcasts. So if you got a MacBook, you got anything Apple, is on there.
Yeah. I signed up for a few, and I'm going to send you that Clubhouse invite when I get back. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is, do you believe in global warming? Because I think global warming is one of the worst promoted or marketing words that you could ever think of.
Yeah.
Because people hear global warming like, my dad will be like, global warming my ass. Look at how cold it is in Texas right now. And I'm like, Dad.
That's because of fucking scientists, man. Scientists are smart as shit. And hopefully they tell the truth all the time, but they're just not really good at presenting evidence and information like the news can and all types of other, social outlets. Like,
I remember, what if they just would have called it humans fucking up the world, instead of global warming, because global warming is not getting warmer. It's extreme weathers on either end. Yeah. And I wish I could play some of the audio. I'm gonna get to it later in the show. But this woman, so they had that deep freeze down in Texas. Okay.
You think that's because of global warming?
Well, I mean that was like a once in a 1,000-year like deep freeze down there. And also, did you know that Texas is not on, from what I'm hearing, I need to do a little bit more research, is not on the federal power grid. Like they have their own little deal. I don't know why.
I didn't know that, but it's not surprising because Texas has always wanted to be like, I mean, hell, they call the Lone Star State. They always want to be kind of there but separate, like
bigger in Texas.
What do you call it? Like a conjoined twin or something, like they just have to be connected, but they don't want to be type deal.
But they had that deep freeze. Now electricity had been out. Like they were having to cut electricity. Like they were purposely creating rolling blackouts because of the energy use. Did you some of the bills that these people were getting because now them not being on the federal power grid is that they can up you. Like when you use Uber and
Right.
it's extra busy and you might have to pay a little extra more.
Right.
Some people are getting like $9,000 power bills for the week.
Is that
Just
even
a
legal?
week. I don't know, man. I don't see how it is.
Oh, you know what that
Now-
means? What about like, you know, the solar panel game is that's a hell of a selling point. You
Now,
know,
but
give it a
so-
few months, go to Texas. Hey, look, don't worry about fucking power from the power company. Get these solar panels on your roof. That shit would never happen again. I
You
mean,
know
I'm
what's
just saying.
My old program director, well, he wasn't the program director at the time. He is now at Real Radio. He had his whole house done. The whole roof is covered with solar panels. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't look great. But you know how great it is that the electric company cuts him a check because they
Wow.
buy back all of his excess power.
That's insane. Matter of fact, I'm glad I thought of that because I'm about to go on my little stock app and buy some solar energy stock.
No, I'm for real. Now, we'll get to that whole stock thing and maybe another day. But so now they were in such a deep freeze. Now, Texas, they're not used to that cold weather. Okay. So all the pipes froze. Okay.
Mhm.
Now that everything's stalling out, these apartment complexes are absolutely ruined now because the pipes, they were all frozen. They didn't know that they were going to be leaking. Now that things are thawing out, you got waterfalls running through people's roofs
Oh
in
my
their
goodness.
apartments. Their shit is just absolutely destroyed.
I mean, what do you do in that situation? You just like, when is it like time to pick up and just move to another state?
No, see, now there's this movie coming out called Nomadland. Okay. And it's about the pandemic. And this is what a lot of people are doing. They're buying these vans, not even like RVs or whatever, like Sprinter vans or just some type of van that has a little bit more room. And they're just traveling the country, picking up odd jobs where they can because, you know, the economy being bad, unemployment and stuff. And they're just living out of their vans, but they're converting them, giving yourself some of the comforts like you like.
Right.
And they're going around. They're going from city to city. Hey, do you need help for the day? What can I do? And that's what they're doing. They're calling them nomads.
Is it working? Like, are they getting
A lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are doing this right now.
Damn. I think that's kind of good. You know, I think we need like to. I mean, I know with tech and all this stuff, and you know, we're an advanced civilization, but I think we need to kind of backtrack a little bit with all this extra stuff that we have. You know,
But yeah, no, I agree though. But I don't want to sound like, you know, I've talked about this before. I don't want to sound like the old man. Because when I was younger, I was like, if I sound like my dad there, I'm gonna kick my own ass, you know? But like, you know, you gotta do what you got to do to survive. Yes, do I love radio? But if this shit wasn't cutting it, which it really hasn't, but but what I'm trying to say is that if I had to go out and wash dishes or just I don't give a fuck.
You need a trade. You got to know how to do something else.
I'm
at least a little
welder.
bit good.
Dude, I am a hell of a welder.
I suck at that. I don't know that, but that's great money too. Actually, I have a buddy who welds, and he makes like 6 figures a year, easy.
So, but what I'm saying, see, but that's also the other thing. You know, everybody wants to talk about the immigrants. You know, oh, we got to keep the Mexicans or the immigrants out of here. But what I'm saying is, do you realize, like, us as Americans? I'm not just talking white people. I'm not talking black, Asian, whatever. They don't want to fucking pick strawberries. They don't want to fucking do that type of work.
No.
But it pays. Guess what? Guess who wants to do those jobs? Those immigrants coming in.
Exactly. And it's easy work too. It's hard work, but it's easy work.
Well, no, it's tedious. It's boring. People, we all have horrible attention spans. And if the job is boring, we fucking hate it. And we're like, why the fuck am I doing this?
Yep. 100%. Hell, I'd be at the bar sometimes like, I'm tired of seeing the same faces, you know? Shit like
but
that.
But let me ask you though, do you get to a point where, like, here, I'll give an example. When you're driving, have you ever driven somewhere and then you'll be like, fuck, how the fuck did I get here? Like, you don't remember, like, you know, you were safe, but you really don't remember the drive. Like,
yeah, you like
does
zone
that
out.
that is called muscle memory. Okay, you ever get muscle
Yeah, but
memory?
you also need to be like your eyes need to like be paying attention though. It's not like you can drive with your eyes closed and know how to get there. I think it's
No,
just more of like of your unconsciousness paying attention while you are like drifting off thinking about something else.
but that's why athletes are great because of practice. They say for you to become great and become a professional at anything, you have to practice over 10,000 hours.
I think that's
Okay.
true. I think that's very true.
Okay, so because it's muscle memory. All right, so here, I was a baseball pitcher. I played college baseball, okay? Muscle memory. Do it over, repetitive, that your mind doesn't even have to think about it. So then you know what that allows your mind to do?
Mm-hmm.
To visually imagine, like LeBron, how many jump shots he's taken. He remembers that. Now his mind can visually imagine the ball going into the hoop. When I was pitching, I didn't have to think about my windup. I didn't have to think about pushing off with my back leg, pulling off with my front arm. I could sit there and I can imagine and I can visualize where I wanted to throw the ball. Do you believe that visual?
I 100%. You know, it's just like, you know, I mean, I used to play ball a little bit, but like, you know, bouncing the basketball and not really thinking about dribbling. But it's funny you bring that up because so I'm part of a book club, well, virtual book club with some buddies and, you know, a few other people. And the one of the
Wait a
books
minute, and I'm the nerd, and you're in a book.
I like to listen to audiobooks. And
that's not reading, buddy. That's not reading. That's bullshit.
Same thing is getting the point across. Listen, that's how I like, you know, I maintain information, you know, coming through my ears versus my eyes. I think with my eyes, I get distracted a lot. You know, I do better when I'm can actually like listen with my ears and close my eyes. But point being is the book we were reading that just finishes. I'm sure you heard of it, but like the Atomic Habit book.
You're a poser reader. You're a poser book club reader.
Listen, it's COVID. You know, some bookstores are closed.
Oh, so COVID doesn't allow you to read. Yeah, I mean,
no. I'm saying, but some of the books, it's easier for me just to go on my phone, go on the book section and just download, and then within like 30 seconds, I got the entire book. And the plus with the audiobooks is a lot of times it'll be the author actually reading it, and I like it better hearing it from the person who actually wrote it. So then there's no confusion on what message, you know, he's trying to portray, or, you know, or even pronunciation of certain characters or certain things.
Hey man, whatever makes you feel good about being a book poser.
But the book we were reading or listening to, whatever, was
Don't say reading, say listening.
Listening was the Atomic Habits, which is pretty popular and it's been around for a while. And he was saying one of the sections was, you know, he was saying with people like basketball players or any sports, any repetitive motion to where, you know, like say you're in the zone or you're not really thinking about it. He said the only like downside to that sometimes is that you're so used to that repetition that you're not like aware of changes like in the environment. You get what I mean? It's like if you were driving, say you take the same route every time to work, right? So much that you could probably do it with your eyes closed if there was no traffic. But if you're not paying attention, this could be the one time there's construction or maybe a sinkhole or something like that. So same thing with sports.
I'm not trying to be rude, but dude, do you know how to read, buddy? No, I'm just asking. Like, do you know how to read?
Of course, I know how to read. I actually am a good reader. Like, I was always like reading level, like a couple grades ahead.
I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just, you know, like I was like, oh man, the Serak, is he like
audio? See, the thing is though, because like audiobooks. So I lived in Clearwater and I worked in Tampa for a string of a few months. So that drive was like, you know, maybe 25.
Okay, all right, you got me there. All right, you found an angle. You flanked me. You got me.
You know, at the gym, you know, like listens, you know.
All right, dude. I didn't want to offend you. I was like, oh, man, does Serak know how to read? You know, because you know he up.
If it doesn't have pictures in it, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. Like he needs a pop-up book to learn anything.
Imagine me going to restaurants like there's no pictures in this menu. Like, oh, I can't eat here. I'm sorry.
Do you have an audio version of your menu? Like seriously,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, like I got my own earbuds here. Like, let me pop them in so I can hear exactly what it is.
How would you feel about that? Right? What if like you went to a restaurant where there was no menus, no actual physical menus, right? And there would be, I mean,
But then
there'd
you
be
gotta
headphones.
listen through. You have to listen through to all the shit that you don't want, though.
Okay, so say it feels like this, I mean, bear with me here. I don't want to say like a hologram type thing, but say there'd be an iPad, and there would be pictures of everything on the menu, no description, and you click on one, and
Oh, that is every Oriental restaurant, buddy. Have you ever
Yeah,
been
is
there?
it?
Like they show you, dude. If you go to like the real joints, like the real, like here in Orlando, we have a little Asian town right outside of downtown Orlando.
Uh-huh.
And when you go in, they got pictures, like big, humongous pictures. You can tell they're stock photos, like
right.
because, and that's the other thing. Have you ever seen how they've done the videos where, like, when they shoot commercials for like food items?
Yeah.
And like most of
Bunch of
that is not even
bullshit.
real food. Like it's fake shit. Like it's like
Or it's not cooked all the way, and it's just like a little bit of a sizzle from a iron or some shit.
yeah, and they stack like they put little pieces are like when they do the Big Mac. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they actually they put a little bit more mustard because they want the special sauce to look a little bit more
Yep.
yellow. They put pieces of cardboard in between, because you get the bottom bun, the patty, the middle bun, patty. They put pieces of cardboard in there to make it look thicker.
Look, yeah, thicker, perfect. Why is that not like a challenge? Why is that not like a hashtag challenge? Like getting a real burger or food item from a well-known fast food chain that looks almost identical to their commercial one.
Never ever looks the same.
I would say this Chick-fil-A is probably the closest.
Now, Chick-fil-A can do no wrong. Like the biggest flex, I'm trying to be cool with new words now. Biggest flex is that they are the biggest fast food chain in America, and they take a day off. Like they're like,
Damn.
oh, we don't even need Sundays. Like, the rest of you guys can
We work too hard Monday through Saturday to wear Sunday.
But have you ever noticed that Chick-fil-A, like everybody, like those motherfuckers go the extra mile. Now, and that's the other thing about Chick-fil-A, okay? You go to any other fast food place and you see a line around the building, just don't even go in there because you're going to be waiting forever.
Yeah.
Now, at Chick-fil-A, they could have that shit wrapped around 3 times around Chick-fil-A, and I'm guaranteeing you're going to be out of there in less than 5 to 10 minutes. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know
That's
how
crazy,
they do
man.
it.
Is it like, do they just hand pick? I mean, I know when people apply, like, I'm sure you have to do an interview and all that crap, but like, how do they find like these perfect,
I learned this
employees?
from Colton. I learned this from Colton. Do you realize that they give you your order and like when you go up to the speaker and they do not say it's my pleasure. If you call them out when you get to the window, your food is free.
Yeah, but who does that? Who does that?
Colton does. Colton does.
It's
You
my
wouldn't want a free
pleasure.
meal, though? You wouldn't want a free meal. Like, if that's their rule, like, if they make that rule and they're like, if we don't say it's my pleasure, the meal is free when you get to the window.
I'd say if
take advantage of that.
If it happened twice, I wouldn't, because you got to think, man, you're literally just getting somebody in trouble right there, right? And I know it's part of their deal, but
You think that gets taken out of the? You think that gets taken out? But like when waitresses, like if somebody dine and dashes, like that's, I guess it gets taken out of their tips. You know that, right? Like if you dine and dash,
but that's completely different, though. That's like you're serving them. You are their main point of information as far as everything else in the restaurant. But
dude, I would
fast
take
food
advantage
is
of that.
like they're all responsible in a sense.
Dude, I never was good enough to make the varsity basketball team, but they let me be like the equipment manager.
Statistician.
Yeah, no, fuck, I had to do the stats too. I'm glad you brought that up. But we would always stop at Burger King. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, I remember going to Burger King back in the day because there was a Burger King across the street from our movie theater. We could get, I'm not talking a Whopper Jr., a Big Whopper for 99 cents.
Oh, man, I remember that.
Now, the basketball team, the varsity basketball team, we would go there. We'd get the 99-cent Whoppers, but everybody would get water cups. And I'd be like, why is everybody drinking water? And they would fill that shit up with soda every fucking time. And I was like, all right, I get it now.
That's like, I mean, that's technically stealing, right?
Oh,
Because
stealing all day.
how much? I wonder how much Burger King loses annually from people that do that.
Well,
Yeah, can I just get a cup of water?
That's why they give it. How they fix it is that they started giving. They used to give you water cups that you couldn't see through. Then they started giving you clear water cups.
Yeah, and now they give you like, well, I don't know if they do it at Burger King, but I know at a lot of places they give you like not only a clear one, but it's like a shot cup. Like it's tiny. It's way smaller than the rest. Cheap bastards.
All right, Serak, I enjoyed this conversation today. Make sure you check out American Pickers today.
I will.
Give me.
You might see me on there, actually. How do
Mike? The two main characters are Mike and Frank. Okay, those are the two dudes that are driving around. And then I think what is the chick's name?
Yeah, it was a chicken here.
They got this hipster chick that's got a lot of tattoos.
Danielle Colby.
Danielle, like she's like the mother hen.
She's like a fucking vampire.
Yeah, but it's a great show. I like it. But Serak, tell people how they can find out about your podcast.
Oh, of course. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the weekly review. It's easier if you just type in my name for some reason, because obviously the weekly review is very common. It's Serak, as well as on YouTube. Same type of deal. And if you want to follow me and like all my pictures, Instagram is Serak the Mike. First name TheMic. Easy.
Yeah, I was gonna call you out again if you were gonna say Serak, not like the liquor, because I've noticed.
Well, I have to say that every time because I'm at a bar.
But I do the same exact thing on my podcast, and I'm like, I don't like. You know what? This is, and then I do have to go. But my wife gave me a complex. Like she would get on my ass. Like she would review my tweets because I was kind of bad at grammar at one point, not speaking, but spelling out stuff. But I don't listen.
Listen, I'm just happy I could say Serak like the liquor and not like Serak like the douchebag brand or something.
Yeah, that is true. But no, like she would get mad at me. Like I have this OCD where I do not like using the same word more than once in a tweet or a post.
What do you mean the same word? Like the words like the, and what about connecting words?
Well, like I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. Damn it, I'll have to give you an example.
I kind of get what you mean. Like, I don't like using like an exclamation point twice.
Oh, I'm bad at that too. I use them 3 times, like it's cool, like it's
no, but not like at the end of, like, say if I say happy birthday, something, right? I can put 3 exclamation points at the end, no problem. But if I'm talking and I have 2 sentences, they each have an exclamation point. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That makes sense.
Well, you want to know what I even do now? Like when I post stuff on Twitter, like to promote the show, I capitalize the beginning letter of every word in the post.
Ooh, that's tough, man, because you got to like kind of plan that.
Yeah, I know. All right, Serak. Hey, man, I think this was another hit, man. I think our chemistry is getting even better, man. So,
I agree.
Let's keep that going. All right, Serak. Love you, buddy.
All right, buddy. Take care.
And that's the show for today. Thanks for listening to the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hey, don't be a dickhead. Do us a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. Also, check out the Tuddle category at 315live.com. The Tuddle Daily Podcast is brought to you by the Vapor Shades Hobo Fish Camp. Do you want some cool-ass sunglasses? Check out vaporshades.com. Also brought to you by Starfire Transport, StitchYouUp.com, PocketPairClub.com. Special thanks to show intern Hannah and Charlie Alamo for their contributions. Additional imaging and production is provided by CCA Productions. Facebook.com/CCA Productions Presents. Show voiceover service is brought to you by JCVoiceover.com. That guy's got a damn sexy voice. You should hire him. Check out JCVoiceover.com. If you want to help support the show, go to paypal.me/TuddleOnTheRadio. Comments? Concerns? Or do you just want to let Tuddle know he's being a dickhead? Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with 2 Ds at gmail.com. Leave a voicemail at 407-270-3044. To follow all of Tuddle's social media, go to Tuddle.net. Thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Hey, yo, Terry, fuck going on?